Yesterday, we started our sailing passage from Spain to France, and the state of the sea was calm. However, things have taken a turn. This is night one of our passage, where we bring to you the start of another epic video aboard sailing vessel Delilah. As we rocked and rolled all through the night, we continued to plow onward on our passage from Spain to France. The red moon eventually turning white in the pitch blackness. And though the visibility of our surroundings was minimal, it seemed as though we felt with our whole bodies every wave that rocked our tank of a sailboat. Some waves carried us forward in the churned up sea. Others crashed over the bow and made their way to the rear of the cockpit. Some waves were felt bashing each side of our vessel. We found ourselves in one confused sea state. As the sun began to rise, it felt good to be able to see and anticipate the waves we had been feeling all night long. And y'all, as the new day dawned, it sure seemed as if the rough night was over and that perhaps we'd be having another day of calm. Welcome back to Sailing Delilah, y'all. In today's video, we decided to do something a little different than our usual sailing vlogs. For the entire day, we will be doing an hourly check-in to give y'all a real perspective on what some days at sea on a passage are like. This particular passage kept us on our toes, and at times it may keep y'all on the edge of your seat. Hope y'all brought your popcorn for today's show. It's currently 7 a.m. and we have just surpassed the mark of traveling 74 miles. We've been sailing for just over 15 hours, and I will show you where we are on the map right now and how far we've traveled. The sea state has been so turned up, but the sun is finally rising, and I am just happy that the sun's finally rising and I can kind of like see around me, see the waves, anticipate them a little bit more. Another day of sailing, y'all. At 8 a.m., my timer went off to check in with y'all. I went ahead and reset the timer to go off again in an hour at 9 a.m. so we'd check in right on the hour with y'all. For this check-in, we decided to bring y'all all along with us as Sean and I worked together to let out some sail. The true wind speed was in the 20s, so we decided to pull out the staysail and about half of the mainsail and continue the rock and roll in what we felt was a safe sailing configuration for the winds we were experiencing.
right, y'all, so just checking in. We are sailing north just off the coast of Minorca, and we've got our staysail out. We've got a deeply reefed mainsail, and the wind's kicking up pretty good. The sea state's pretty strong here in the Mediterranean. We've got winds in the low 20s, peak gust up to 25 right now, and we are making waves headed north to St. Tropez, y'all. Well, y'all, here we are checking in again on our sail north to the southern coast of France. In the last hour, we're heeled over about 20 degrees. I decided to look down below and check things out, and I noticed the galley sink was full of water and overflowing on top of the galley counters. Yep, I forgot to close the galley sink seacock. Our galley is on the port side. We're on a port tack, heeled over 20, crashing through these waves. Seacock wide open, water comes right in. My grandma always said, the best lessons in life are the ones you learn the hard way. She also said experience is something you need today, but you won't have until tomorrow. And you can bet your I won't leave the galley seacock open again on a port tack. But you know, y'all, that's why we do this. Everything doesn't always go right, and everything's not always perfect, but it always is an adventure. And that's why we do it. We love it because it's never ever boring, and it's an awesome, amazing experience doing what we do out here one wave at a time.
Releasing.
Okay. Yeah, that's 20. Go back on the other side. Put the staysail back out. Because I don't want it to be gust of 25 and have the Genoa out, be overpowered, yada yada yada. Redo this slowly. Slowly. Alright, now let me get it on the winch. Just hold it right there. I said, let me get it on the winch. Alright, slowly. Alright, come on, let it out. Slowly. Wait a minute, one more, just a little bit. All right, right there, lock it. Wind goes from 10 to 22, nothing in between.
Yep. How is that for an 11 a.m. check-in? So I went down to get a nap around 8:30 because I had gotten like less than 4 hours of sleep last night. Got up around 10:30, did a little makeup, and I was going to put on my uniform, a swimsuit, and I started feeling really woozy because the sea state is pretty all over the place right now. So I decided to just go ahead and come up here and get some air. And then our wind that had been in the 20s went down around 10-ish, 11 knots of wind consistently. So we decided to go ahead, pull the staysail in, let the Genoa out. As soon as we had pulled the staysail all the way in, we looked over and realized that the true wind speed was around 20, 21, 22, and even bumping up to 23, just like in the blink of an eye. So we went ahead, pulled the staysail back out. As soon as I start to feel a little bit less woozy, a little bit more settled, I'm gonna have to go down and get out of these pajamas. I do not like wearing pajamas all day. But that is our 11 a.m. check-in. I finally got out of my pajamas. Welcome to the 12 p.m. check-in. Whew, y'all, we're going anywhere from like 27 to 30 knot, or not weird. The wind speed, the true wind speed is anywhere from 27 to 30 knots right now, which means that we're getting some great speed, 6.5 to 7-ish knots. Consistently is what we're sailing at. All right, we'll check back in at 1.
Y'all, we were cruising along with half our mainsail out and our full staysail and about 20 knots of wind. So I went to catch a nap down below. That's about when good old Mother Nature and the wind decided to really blow. Wind speeds jumped to the low 30s and Telaroo suddenly heeled on over a good bit. My gorgeous mate about
Sean!
Even though Telaroo was nowhere near being overpowered for the comfort of the crew, it was time to reef in some sail.
2 o'clock check-in. It's a little exhausting to stay up there, so I decided to come for a little nap. I'll check back in at 3. Three o'clock check-in. Nothing has changed. We're rocking, we're rolling. I'm going back to sleep.
Well, y'all, just checking in late this afternoon. It's been interesting out here in the Med today. This here wind has been cutting up like a brand new chainsaw. It's been constant in the upper 20s, low 30s, and we saw peak gust up to 37 knots. And that'll get your attention. We've reefed our mainsail down to a sliver, and we're reefed in about 25% of our staysail. So Delilah now configured to take just about anything Mother Nature can throw at her. And that's the name of the game out here, sailing around in these waters. When the going gets tough, you want to get the boat in a stable configuration and just hang on and ride it out. That's what we're doing here on Delilah, y'all.
So it's 5 p.m. I just came up a little bit ago from resting and taking a nap down below. The sea state is pretty hardcore still. We've got all these rolly waves. The current wind speed is 26, 27, 28. We're just making our way there. I think we might start thinking about something for dinner around 6 o'clock, but we'll let you know when that starts. One thing I love about Sean, among about a zillion things that I love about Sean, is that one, he doesn't get seasick, and another thing I love about him is that when my stomach is feeling rolly and funky from sailing in conditions like this, he goes down and cooks dinner. And this is our 6 p.m. check-in. He has just gone down to begin cooking our dinner. It's like I'll be good for a second, and then like it comes in waves, so to speak, that I'll feel like nauseous. But right now I'm not feeling as bad at all as I did earlier. Earlier I was out of commission. All right, you guys, it is now 7 o'clock. We have officially been doing this vlog for 12 hours since 7 a.m. this morning, so I'm going to stop it now. Thank y'all so much for following along during today's hourly check-in for 12 hours. It's definitely been an adventurous day, to say the least. We're looking forward to being in France in a couple of days. But if you're not already subscribed, you may want to hit the subscribe button now, because there are still 2 more days of this sale, so you're not going to want to miss those videos. And we also post 2 videos every single week right here on YouTube, every Friday and every Sunday. So like I said, definitely make sure to be subscribed. Hit that like button to show that you enjoyed this video, and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And we will see y'all next time on Sailing Tellaroo.